I've sat in on about 200 senior data engineer interviews. You know what kills more candidates than Spark, SQL, Python, or system design? When I hand them a whiteboard and say, draw your current architecture and explain why it was built that way. They freeze. Not because they don't know the tech, because they know what exists. They don't know why it exists. And that's the difference between someone who runs pipelines and someone who owns architecture. Most data engineers can recite their stack by memory. They can say we use Kafka, Spark, Airflow, dbt, Snowflake, Databricks, Tableau, Power BI. Great. That's your grocery list. That doesn't make you a senior. A senior engineer can explain why streaming was chosen over batch, why the pipeline fails safely, why the business can trust the number on the dashboard that they're reading. That's the test. Not whether you can name tools, but whether you can defend the decisions. Because that's how it was set up before I got here, is not an answer. It's a confession. In the next 10 minutes, I'm going to hand you the 3 diagnostic questions that expose whether you actually own your pipeline, the architecture story framework that you need to defend your design decisions, and the exact failure mapping strategy that prevents you from bleeding cash in production. Here are the 3 questions that expose whether someone's actually owning their architecture or just a pipeline monkey. Question 1. Why did you choose this design? Let's say I ask you, why did you choose streaming instead of batch for this pipeline? A weak answer looks like this. Well, the business wanted the data faster. That's not an architecture answer. That's just repeating the requirements back to me with your hoodie on. A senior answer sounds something like this. We had a 15-minute SLA on revenue reconciliation because finance needed intraday visibility. Batch processing couldn't reliably hit that window, so we used structured streaming for that specific pipeline. But we kept the rest of the warehouse as batch because those data sets didn't need real-time processing. And streaming would have just added cost and operational complexity for no business reason. Do you see the difference? One person heard a request and the other one made a logical, conscious decision. More importantly, they understood the trade-off. Question 2. What happens when it fails? This is where a lot of engineers start to tap dance around the answers. I'll ask something like this. What happens when this pipeline fails at 2 a.m. on Saturday morning? The mid-level engineer says, we have our alert set up. Cool. An alert is just your smoke detector. 3 years ago, a silent schema drift in ingestion bypassed all of our alerts. The silver layer got corrupted, and I had a VP that presented a garbage 30% revenue drop to the executives. A senior engineer builds containment. They use Unity Catalog to isolate that failed silver ingestion, and if it breaks their gold layer, then it gracefully degrades back to its previous successful state. That way, it's serving the previous successful data set to that VP, and we just let them know that it's stale. The dashboard just shows stale, but at least it's valid instead of just lying to the business outright. The on-call engineer then gets paged, but the business doesn't experience a broken report. Senior engineers don't just ask, will I know when it breaks? They ask, what does the business experience when it breaks? Question 3. Can a stakeholder trace the number? This is one that quietly destroys trust between the business and the data team. A VP opens the dashboard and asks, where did this revenue number come from? If your answer is, let me go check the pipeline, you've already lost trust. Because from their perspective, that number might as well have been delivered by a raccoon in a trench coat. A senior engineer can explain Lineage in plain English. They say something like this. Well, that number starts in Stripe, lands in our raw data, gets standardized into our silver layer where we're doing all of our cleaning and our validation, and specifically in this case, we're cleaning currency codes. We're removing some duplication and applying all of the refund logic that is necessary. Then it rolls up into your revenue model that feeds your dashboard. The transformation logic here lives in a system called dbt, and we get all of the definitions of recognized revenue directly from finance. That answer is what builds trust with your data team and your business. So how do I know whether an engineer actually owns their architecture? I call this the architecture story test. I don't ask them for their tech stack. I don't ask them for their perfect diagram. I ask them to tell me their story because architecture is not just a pile of code and pretty diagrams. Architecture is a series of decisions under constraints and oftentimes pressure. This junior engineer gives me this parts list. We can use Kafka, Spark, Delta Lake, and Tableau. That's not architecture. That's your CVS receipt. The mid-level engineer gives me a diagram. This box sends data here, the job runs there, the table feeds that dashboard. All useful, but still not quite there. The senior engineer gives me a narrative. When I joined, the team had a daily batch job that was moving customer data into the warehouse. That worked until sales needed same day account scoring. We moved only that part of the pipeline to near real time ingestion because it had a clear business SLA. We kept everything else batch to control cost. Later, our cloud spend started climbing because we were reprocessing full data sets every night. So we moved to incremental loads, which reduced compute but increased merge complexity. So we added tests, some documentation, and ownership all around those models. That is your senior answer. It has cause and effect, constraints, trade offs, resilience, and accountability. So let me be blunt. In 2026, the mechanical parts of data engineering are getting cheaper every month. Moving JSON from an API into a warehouse, writing basic transformation SQL, generating boilerplate pipeline code, that work is all being commoditized by AI tools that can do more of it quicker than you ever can. Junior engineers can do more of it. So if your entire value prop is, I move data from A to B, that's not a moat. That is your temporary job description. What still matters is your judgment. An architect's job is to look at a 5-figure cloud bill, find the junior engineer's job that's doing full table scans on a billion row Delta table every 10 minutes, and shut that down. That is what directors pay senior engineers for, not the syntax, but their judgment. Every time you can't explain why your architecture is built the way it is, you're telling your leadership, I execute decisions, I don't make them. And that's exactly how engineers with 6, 7, 8 years of experience get stuck in mid level careers. So here's how to fix that: three things, not 19. Number one, write your architecture narrative. Right now, take one pipeline that you own and write this sentence: the business needed X, so we chose Y because Z, the trade off was W, and we mitigated it by doing V. That sentence forces clarity, builds that narrative that we were talking about, and shows that you understand what is actually going on and why. Number two, map your failure scenarios. For every pipeline that you own, answer these three questions. What happens if the source schema changes? What happens if the dashboard gets stale data? What happens if the business asks why today's number changed? And don't answer with, I have alerts set up. Senior engineers understand blast radius. They know what breaks, who notices, how bad it's going to get, and how to recover quickly. If you don't know that, you don't own the pipeline. You're just borrowing it from the chaos that is your data platform. And chaos charges interest. Number three, practice your 5-minute explanation. Find someone who doesn't know data engineering. Explain your architecture in 5 minutes. No jargon, no medallion architecture TED talk, just plain English. The best senior engineers can explain complex systems clearly. Complexity is easy. Clarity, simplicity is the hard part. So here's the verdict. Senior engineers are not defined by the tools they know. They're defined by the decisions that they can defend. If you can't explain your architecture, the why, not just the what, you're not operating like a senior engineer yet. The whiteboard does not care about your hoodie. The next time that someone asks you why your pipeline is built the way it is, don't give them a parts list. Give them a story, because strategy beats syntax every time. If you're tired of freezing at that whiteboard and want to start acting like an architect, you need to check out the Gamble Data Coaching app. It is an AI-powered platform built to generate custom high-stakes portfolio projects. It's where you practice these exact failure scenarios and build real production-grade architecture. It's not just a happy path tutorial. The link's below. Stop memorizing syntax and start building architecture.